Hello everyone. We are going to be having a JustServe Ward Council training. We're going to do it online. This will be for any wards that were unable to have me come to them, or for new members of a ward council who would like to know a little bit more about JustServe. To get started, I would like to go ahead and read a quote, and this quote is by President Thomas S. Monson. It says, "We have a responsibility to be active in the communities where we live, to work cooperatively with other churches. It's important that we eliminate the weakness of one standing alone and substitute for it the strength of people working together. Unless we lose ourselves in service to others, there is little purpose in our own lives." I'd like to get started by showing you a video. This video will give you kind of an overview of what JustServe is. You'll notice that they say Greensboro, so just kind of plug in whatever the name of your community is. It's the same thing. It's about 6 minutes long, and then we'll come back and do another really quick presentation to kind of get you up to speed on what's going on here. So let me share my screen with you. And okay, I'm sorry, it'll take me just a minute as I try to figure out. Here it is.
JustServe.org is an excellent and wonderful initiative that the church has rolled out, which matches volunteers with organizations that need people to help them in their great organizations throughout our local communities. JustServe is for the whole community. It can be faith-based, it can be community groups, anyone who wants to serve, and it is for everyone. You don't have to be affiliated with any particular church. It is just serving, just like it says. JustServe is not only in North Carolina. It was first piloted out on the West Coast, and it's up in the South. It's in Texas. It's a lot of the United States is going to start coming up into the Northeast, but it is being rolled out all through the South right now. There's a lot of organizations and a lot of projects posted throughout the Southeast. The things that qualify an organization to host a project, they need to be a nonprofit, and they need to be collaborative. They need to be something that will help the community and help the people that are living in it, and help. We're looking at trying to help the poor and needy also too. So we're looking for those types of projects. There are a lot of projects that are out there now that will fit a lot of people in different needs. Some of them are to volunteer on a regular basis. Some are one-day projects. Some are making things in your own home. Some are going out and collecting food and distributing it. So there's a lot of different things, and hopefully everyone can find something that will work for them. It's very easy to register on JustServe.org. You go to the website, and at the top it'll say About Us, and you just click on that, and it will bring up a page, and then on the right-hand side, you just click Register. All you need is a email address, and you have to make up your own password, and that's all you need. JustServe.org needs an email address so that the people that are running the projects will know how to contact you. Once you say you want to volunteer, then they will get your email address, and so that they can let you know if it's rained out, or if they need something extra, or if it changes where they need you to meet. But the email addresses are only given to the people that you sign up for the project. They're not even kept within the JustServe website for any other purpose. Once you register, and then once you sign up, you will get an email notification that you've signed up, but you also will be able to click on that same button where if you say, I cannot go anymore, so you can notify the organization that you will not be there. So if something comes up, you can definitely notify them through that email that they will give you through JustServe. Again, you would go to the JustServe.org website, and on the About Us page, there is a button right below the Register button that's blue that says Contact Us. And you would just click and put your information in there, and then someone on the JustServe team in this area will get an email, and then they will call you, and then you can discuss with them what you want to do. Or if you just want to submit a project, like if you're part of an organization there's also a button on that same page where you can actually submit a project. And when you do that, it'll work you through 4 different pages of information, and you just fill it all out, and when you submit it, it will also come to our team, and then we will review it. And then we will call you if there's a question or if something didn't come up right. So you can either contact us or directly submit a project. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints maintains and facilitates this website, but you do not have to be a member of the church or be associated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in order to use it. In fact, it's meant to be used for the whole community. Anybody can use it. And as it continues to roll out and more people start using it and start seeing how it works, the administrative rights are actually given to other organizations outside the church. It's not just even run through the church, where other organizations can do their own posting and be their own administrators. It really is meant for the community to use and for the community to work together. So it is not something where you have to be affiliated with just the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's meant for churches and community groups all to work together and to have a place that's easily accessible for people to find ways to serve. That's one thing that I found so fascinating as I've gone out to the community. There are so many people and so many organizations that need people to serve and want help. And most of us are just too busy to look up online or to go talk to people and say, where can I serve? So what JustServe is doing, hopefully, is making it very easy for us to find where we can serve, and at our fingertips we can just sign up and volunteer, and it takes some of that where do I serve and where do I help, takes that a little bit of that out of the equation. JustServe.org is also available has an app that you can use on any smartphone, which also is exciting too, because you don't even have to go home to your computer at night, that kind of thing. You can just look at your smartphone when you're out and make plans on what you want to do with your church, your family, or even individual and things you want to do to help serve in the community. The whole purpose of JustServe.org is to serve in the community. There's no other ulterior motive. We just believe that serving and giving to others is the Christ-like Christian thing to do. And that is the whole purpose of it. We want to work together as community, as a community, so that we can build a stronger community. So it is all about just serving. There's no cost associated with being a part of JustServe for either the participants or the volunteer organizations. It is just trying to get people out into the community to build a better place to live here in Greensboro.
All right. And so now what we're going to do is I would like to go ahead and show you a JustServe presentation that Sister Millhouse put together. JustServe connects volunteers with opportunities to care and improve our communities. We're not going to watch this video. We've already seen a video, but the video talks about the fact that it does connect people who want to serve with those who need service. And that was what President Monson had said. Volunteering is really easy. It is a matter of putting in your name, and you put your name in right here, and you pick a password, and that's it. It's very simple. All people 12 and up should have their own password. This is not a family. It's not done by family. It's done by individual. That way, if you have a child who's in Young Men's and he goes on a service project, he can have signed up through JustServe. Your husband, your wives, whatever organizations they're in, they can also serve on their own. And so they do ask that everybody have their own individual sign-in. So if you can go ahead and do that. If you haven't already gotten a JustServe, you need to do that now with JustServe.org, and just go ahead and fill it in. It'll take very little time at all. Once you go into JustServe.org, then you can start looking for projects. And you do that by going to the box that has a zip code, and you put in your zip code. And you can go over here and click on this box, and it will allow you to do things like 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles from your home, so that you can tell them what is your range. And then up will pop things within your range. And you'll say, oh, look, we might be able to do something here for Family Promise, or we can do something here for communities and schools. And then when you find what it is, you can just click on it. Some things to understand when you are out doing projects that you found on JustServe is you do not wear the Helping Hands gear. You don't wear the yellow vests. Those are specifically for church-sponsored projects, typically around things like hurricanes and tornadoes and other natural disasters. You do not do any proselyting at all. You are allowed to tell someone what church you go to if asked, but as far as any kind of proselyting, it is not to be done. Missionaries can wear their tags, but they are also not to do any kind of proselyting while doing this kind of service. And the other thing we need to recognize is that we're not doing this for publicity, so it shouldn't be about the LDS local church is going somewhere and doing something, and you bring along a photographer in order to get in the newspaper or to get on the radio or something like that. That's not what this is about. There are lots of different types of projects. There are one-time projects, which is exactly what it sounds like, happens one time. Organization has a food drive on a particular Saturday from 9 to noon, and they need volunteers. That's a one-time. They have a recurring. A lot of the projects that we have right now on JustServe are recurring. For instance, someone who needs volunteer help on a Friday to answer the phone, and they need that every single Friday. That would be a recurring. We have multi-location, which means maybe like the Habitat for Humanity has 3 different houses going at the same time, and you can show up at any of those 3 houses. And then we also have what's called multi-shift, which would be there's one project, but they need people from 9 to noon, noon to 3, and 3 to 6. And so you could sign up for whichever shift you wanted. When you click on a project, you go to this point here where it says volunteer. And when you do, it will bring up a, depending on which project that you click on. If it is a one-time only project, it will tell you what time you need to be there and where you need to be. If it's a recurring project, it will ask you to fill in some information about the times that you're available, and someone will get back with you. And some projects, when you click on them, will take you out of this website and onto the organization website, because maybe they already have a particular way that they get volunteers. A lot of times that has to do with when people are needing background checks, or they just already have a system in place on their own website. So you go ahead and click volunteer. Like I said, this particular project is going to take you to their website, and so you go ahead and let them know that, yes, I understand that I'm going to that website, and it will take you on to that one. Once you have volunteered, you'll be able to unvolunteer if you find that you can't do it. There's a place that you can go and click and say, I'm no longer going to be able to do that. This box down here is how you can submit a project. And submitting a project is very important, especially right now. So any of you who know of an organization that you feel would be really good for JustServe, I'm asking you to do one of 2 things. Either contact me with all of the information that you can about this particular organization. In particular, if you know of someone that I should be speaking to, a name or a phone number, that would be really fabulous. The other thing you can do is go ahead and call that organization yourself and go ahead and put that project on. And you do that by starting right here, and you click on submit a project, and then up will pop 4 you'll have 4 different pages that you go through, and the 5th page is a look it over and make sure that you have everything on there that you want. It's easy to do. I have a link that I will send to anyone that asks for it that helps you to know how to go ahead and submit this project. You'll also notice that on the website there is a place, it doesn't show here, but there is a place that will have a little video link, and there's a video that explains how to go ahead and submit a project. Something that you'll want to know is that submitting a project is not only easy, but it's foolproof, because when you go ahead and submit, it doesn't actually put it onto the website. It sends it to either me or Sister Millhouse, and then we'll look it over, make sure that it meets all of the guidelines, and then we'll go ahead and put it on. Even if it were to go on, it's not there permanently. Somebody can go in and make changes. So don't be afraid of making mistakes, because anything can be fixed. There are some project guidelines. Some of the things that you need to know is that we can't do anything political. We can't do anything that requires us to raise money. We can collect food or clothing or toys or those kinds of donations, but we can't collect monetary donations. We can't do anything like a voter registration drive. We can't do anything that requires people to protest, sign petitions, have a boycott or strikes. And we can't do anything for a for-profit company that helps them with their bottom line. If a for-profit company is having a fundraiser for a nonprofit, we can help with that, but we cannot do anything that helps a for-profit company with their own. So there's a lot of benefits to having JustServe as a resource. These are some of them. They make auxiliary planning so much easier. If you're looking for a service project, you can just go right on here. One of the things I love is the idea, I've noticed that in Relief Society, we often do very similar service projects because we're trying to find a way for everyone to do it together on an evening there at the Relief Society room. So we collect food, or we collect blankets, or we make blankets, or we make something, and then we go and we deliver it. But we end up staying together, and we don't get out in our community. Working with JustServe, you could do something like have 3 or 4 different projects going on at the same time. Women could choose which project they felt most comfortable doing, and then you could come back to the church and have, cookies and punch and, a game or something afterwards, which would actually allow all the sisters to get out into the ward. And the same thing with our priesthood. It's good mission prep. It sets trends in your workplace, home, and school. It helps build friendships and marriages and families. It helps to magnify our talents and skills. It helps us to feel the Spirit. It helps to strengthen us. It teaches work ethic. It shows gratitude. It helps us keep the Sabbath day holy. All of these things are happening because of JustServe. Elder M. Russell Ballard said, "The future growth of the church will not happen just through knocking on strangers' doors. It will happen when the members, along with our missionaries, filled with the love of God and Christ, discern needs and respond to those needs in the spirit of charitable service. This cannot be accomplished by missionaries alone, but requires the interest and service of every member." If anyone has any questions about JustServe or anything that you can do to increase the understanding of JustServe in your particular auxiliary, please feel free to contact me. You can contact me by email. It's my name, Terry, T-E-R-I, B as in boy, Clark, @gmail.com. Or you can also give me a call. My phone number is 919-776-9311. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. If you have any questions about who can use this site, how it can be used, feel free to give me a call. If you have any organizations that have questions, also feel free to give my name and number to them. I'd like to end with an invitation to you to make sure that you, number 1, register. Number 2, that you begin submitting projects or get project information to me so that I can make those phone calls and pray for opportunities for JustServe. And I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.